on 181 Salem Street, next to the Old Oak Church. My background is landscape architecture. I did that for 8 years, worked at Cambridge, CDM, designed parks, playgrounds. 5 years ago, I started becoming a street artist. My first project was the N-Star building. My mission in life, even as a landscape architect, I wanted to make the world more beautiful and more colorful and more fun. I have a gallery in the Newsman Laundromat on Salem Street. I have 13 oil paintings, originals, and 12 pen and ink drawing prints, all for sale. And I sold my first oil painting in 4 years, showing there a few weeks ago, which is exciting. So you can go in there and
We're on Salem Street.
it's right across from Pocari's. There's the
Yeah.
right there. It's the Newsman. And I have a website, Swain.com. You can go in there, see all my work, and even I have a donation button if you wanted to help me make more art. So as you all probably know, my first project 5 years ago was the N-Star building. It was 21 bricked up windows and 2 roll down doors. I paid $15,000 of my own money to do that building. I had the money at the time. I had this inheritance I got, and I was living off that. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it, but I also, it was a gift to the North End as well. It made the building look so much better than what it looks like in that photo, or what it used to look like. And it's all with photography. It was all printed. So it looks like it's painted, but it's actually done with photography. When I first started doing murals, I didn't know I could paint so big, so I printed my work instead. But now, just last year, I started painting on a larger scale, so we can now do both. The second project was the Peace Garden, St. Leonard's Peace Garden. And that one I didn't make any money off of. I didn't pay for it, but I didn't make any money off of it. And that cost $5,500. It was, it's still there. It should be good for another 6 years or so. The sun's slowly fading. The printed murals fade faster than painted murals. So I figured it lasts about 10 years or so. And it's up to the church when they're going to take it down. But after a while, it's gonna be pretty faded. So we'll see. This is all new anyway. Like printed murals is a new thing because we have the camera technology now to print photographs really big. I've also done some roll down doors, Pocari's, Gallery Grantos, True Value, Rabia's, utility box on Salem Street, and the planter box on Salem Street that I'm gonna do some more utility boxes as well, hopefully. This, I promised the North End last year I would do, but I got distracted with Bartlett Yard, which was a big mural fest in Dudley Square, and I painted 6 giant murals there on vinyl. So I'm gonna actually start painting this one next week, or start the process of painting this one on the flights next week. I also last year did the 2 Dandelion Twins, which were up for about 5 months on Beacon Hill, on the 2 billboards. Right now they're folded up in my basement waiting for more permanent walls. So if anyone has any blank walls that are 25 feet wide by 37 feet tall, please see me. I would love to rehang these because everyone told me they thought they were beautiful. They were fun to paint. I took 32 hours to paint these. These are my first painted murals. I didn't know I could paint like this until I painted these 2. It took me 5 days, 32 hours. I paid, again, like I'm crazy, I paid $250 for the paint. But to do 2 giant murals for $250 is pretty good, I think. The sequoia tree, I painted that last summer at Bartlett Yard. It's painted on an iPad billboard that I got for free. Apple paid over $5,000 to have it printed. It was an extra. They never even installed it. It was brand new. They were gonna throw it away. So Boston Building Wraps, who I was printing through, I have this relationship with them to get vinyl that they're either taking down, they're gonna throw away, or extras or stuff that's printed on the wrong material. I take it all and paint on it. And it's a great material to paint on. I lay it out on the floor and use mops and I duct tape paintbrushes to broomsticks. It's a lot of fun. I want to do a lot more of this sort of thing, and also include other people, because now I'm painting murals on the floor, which means kids of any age can now take part in painting giant murals. A few of my friends helped me with this one. So I want to encourage schools and kids and stuff to get involved in painting murals that are 120 feet high, like this one. You don't want kids on scaffolding 125 feet high, but they can paint it on the floor and then it gets installed. Took 4 hours to install that. Took me 25 hours or so to paint it. It was a rush job. I was driving a tour trolley 50 hours a week, so I didn't have much time to. But it was fun. It's going to be up for about 5 years until that wall comes down, and I've decided if someone wants to pay to have it uninstalled and reinstall it in another wall, that's great. That we can do that. But if no one's going to pay to have that done, it will come down with the wall and get thrown away with the wall or whatever. Right? But we'll see what happens. Again, I didn't make any money off that. HYM paid for the installation, and the paint was all paid for, and I did it for free. And these are for the murals I did at Bartlett Yard. The sequoia tree you can see there as well. There's sunflowers. There's an image of a Tuscan vineyard and an alley of trees. And the alley of trees, I got permission from the owner of 99 Salem Street to install that on the wall above the coffee shop, the Boston Common Coffee. And I need to get the fundraising to have that installed. I envision that image there because it's the exact opposite of what Salem Street is. There's no trees on Salem Street. It's only concrete, brick, and pavement. And the alley of trees is all nature, so it's like the exact opposite. That was my vision for that. And you can kind of, as you're walking down Salem Street, escape into this idea of like walking into the woods. Hopefully that'll be done in a few months if I can get the funding for the installation. I have to hire a guy to hang from a window washer rope and drill and stretch it to the wall. It's going to cost a few $1,000s to install it. The Tuscan Vineyard I want to install on Hanover Street, right next door to where that restaurant was being proposed. It's 464 Hanover, I think. I think it would be a great gateway into the North End, since people think the North End's Italian. So this is like an Italian Tuscan vineyard scene. It's a big giant blank wall right now, and it would be a good sort of gateway piece into the North End coming from Marshall Street. I have not talked to. I've been told to talk to Maria Riccio. She is the one who knows who owns this building. And again, it would just be stretched onto the wall. Wouldn't be permanent to the wall. It can come down. It'll take a few hours to install, and it can come down in a few hours as well. All my work, except for the flights painting, are stretched to the wall and not permanent, easily removable. This is the other end of Hanover Street, and I was envisioning an aerial view of the North End as you're coming into the North End, almost like a welcome to the North End without actually saying welcome to the North End. So you get an idea of how big the neighborhood is as you're walking into it. I've not painted this image yet, but it was just an idea I had for this blank wall. There's over 60 blank walls in the North End. The North End has over 60. The North End has more blank walls than almost any other neighborhood in Boston. Yeah, there's over 90 bricked up, boarded up, cemented up windows and doors, and over 60 blank walls. I've gone around and sort of taken count of all
You'd
these.
have to wrap up in a few minutes.
Yeah, these are some of the blank walls on North Street. There's 11 on North Street. This is the dog park on Richmond Street. 2 blank walls there. This is Elliott School. I wanted to do a cool project having the kids paint these windows with whatever kids paints and then install them on Elliott School. So it would be a giant children's mural. I've talked to Therese, the principal, yeah. Tracy about this, and she's all on board for it, but she doesn't have the funding, so I gotta somehow come up with the funding for this. This will cost around $10,000 to do, I think, something like that. This is another blank wall on Prince Street across from the playgrounds. In Filippo, I'd like to also promote doing community gardens and all the grass areas. These are other walls on Prince Street, more Prince Street walls. There's the boarded up store. I'd love to make this store look like a real store, kind of like I did with the. This is a roll down door of the dry cleaners. This is an image of the courtyard at the Garden Museum. It's a really beautiful courtyard. These are more roll down doors. I just want to make them look like what they look when they're up, so when they come down it doesn't really change what they look like. We have brand new blank wall going in on Hanover Street, and I would totally be open to doing something with that, as well as across the way. These are some walls that are actually going to go away. Some buildings are going to go in these areas. They're going to so we're not only getting new blank walls, but some other blank walls are going away, thankfully. This is another playground and park, Tupelo Park. The playgrounds have all these blank walls, and I'd love to be able to do something with these. It's a huge one, the Coast Guard building. This one, it's huge. And this is another list of all like I said, there's over 60 blank walls and over 90 bricked up doors and windows on the north end. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you I'm thinking about doing this, and it's great. I'm beautifying. There's also a downside that it might make the area more expensive because I'm actually making it nicer.